Welcome, guys. Freaking Wednesday. It is the last stream for this first month of the year. We almost done. Oh boy, what did I do? That was the wrong button. Yeah, we almost done. Couple more days left, 3 more days, and the month is over. Quite a lot of things to look out for, I guess, as well. And to be honest with you, it still looks like we might do some damage to the downside. I'm still on the side of that particular way, not really seeing something more happening for the upside. We might grab some liquidity, but not something significant yet. Okay? I'm not changing yet. Why? Just because VIX is still grinding higher up and already is looking that it's gonna do some bigger move. If we start to get above the 20, then yeah, we will see some potential down movement on anything. So critical. Like that. Let's see, right? I really want to see how the monthly going to be closing and the weekly as well. So that's going to be as well two closes, close at the same time, 1 day apart. So be aware those levels could be as well quite significant, and yeah, watch out for them. Because if we're gonna stay below them, that could be a no-go. But that's all gonna be depending how we're gonna close them and where we're gonna close them so far. Now, moving on to, I guess, the elephant in the room. Dixie did a quite a nice deep dive move into the low. So every single thing what we've been talking about, that's been already done and broken. So not really something to get through and watch out over. There is one more thing that I'm kind of been aiming as well, but not really talk about because I didn't know and I didn't even think about it. We're gonna get that low. This is this RSI flip of 94.7. So that's as well maybe the area that I'm aiming for that we're going to get then if we set the new low. So that's going to be the continuation. But there is as well one thing that we need to remember, because if we think in a correlation of Dixie and market or crypto, it's not that heavy of correlation that we think about it, like with the stocks and everything else. But still, if there is money going out of dollar, so the dollar weakness, right, where does it go into? Of course, right now, no brainer is the commodities, the gold, silver, copper, and whatsoever, buying it up. So there is everything going to it. But if we know that the dollar is going to be strength and getting stronger by the day, and we start to regain stuff and aiming for to go higher up, then of course that money will not even flow into the crypto then as well. So potentially there are more things that aiming to go a little bit lower as well. That said, I might even think about that we might start to get back at the area that we will aim for the bear market. But that's still not there yet fully that I'm going to be convinced about it. But overall, like we know, and if you zoom out on dollar, we've been consistent going quite lower on the value of it. So I don't think we're gonna ever reach the 164 and not even 120. So that's not even on the area for me to aim for, but at least 110 or maybe back at 111 for once last time, and then we're gonna see some really bottoming stuff. So I'm not gonna go buy right now because that's quite a lot. Flip-flopping through the charts, but go back historical chart of Bitcoin and see of the where was the top for the Bitcoin, and then correlate that with the Dixie and see how that reacts through it and where we've been. So that will be quite clear. I might post it a little bit more later as well. But overall, yeah, we did settle a new low, and technically already a low on Dixie. So that's something to watch out for and see how we're gonna take care from here for the next couple days and at least even in next month. So yeah. Then on top of that, we still have our total market that we didn't even regain anything significant on that particular part. So we still may be aiming for a retrace to the downside. If we're gonna regain the 850 area, then we might get back at the underside retest of this whole market structure. Anyhow, still we are in the continuation no matter what. So Gold, I mean, that's no brainer. It's still freaking amazing performing and still going higher. People are still shorting the shit out of it. Silver, same thing. So yeah, there is no stop to it. And I mean, it's crazy that some people shorting it without stop loss, but it is what it is. Um, TME, I mean, that been already covered. That's got closed out quite nicely. We have on the daily a weird one below us, but if you zoom in, that's been as well closed. So not much something. There is one more above it around the 92, but nothing significant so far. So we are cool on that side. Now the dominance, unfortunately, the thing that we don't want happening, it's happening. We did settle a low, but we didn't break. Technically on the structure, yeah, we did break on the daily, not on the wick, but we did break. So let's see how we're going to continue on this candle. On this daily candle, if that starts to get above the freaking 95, then we definitely gonna start up and break some highs, and we start to get higher up. So eventually that's gonna be as well no go for the Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So eventually there are more things pointing out that we might retrace as well. And overall, the Bitty and the longs are still a little bit more piling into the downside, so we could get and wipe them a little bit more and deeper. So I'm still aiming we're gonna get around the area of 80k or even a little bit more lower into 75a. So that's the low of the previous structure over here. To break that, if that's gonna be happening, then we know that that's gonna be still the new low overall, what we settle and break the whole up movement. So just to point out, I'm for a while I'm looking at the at this oscillation trend. So just it's not accurate, but it's something to look at it maybe, or just see how that's performing. Let's see if I can figure. So just to show you the area of 150 that I've been shorting the shit out of that area. That was the flip. I didn't have that indicator over there. I just find it and I'm starting to get deeper into it and understand a little bit more. But there are some really key points in the market that it really flipped, and we are still into the lower downside, right? We are above the neutral line or the yellow line, whatsoever, and we are downtrending. Still, we're not gonna flip into that line. Same here. What we had that flip caused that we broke out of this V bottom area, and we've been uptrending, right? So if you go by, there's quite a lot of nice momentum in the market that it's been performing 101. So, and even if I can show it over here, I found it that it called the bull market quite nicely over here on 29k. So, and the bear market last cycle that we had it was as well on the same area. So the similarity in that one is quite nice because we are kind of doing exact the same thing. We are doing this whole structure at this momentum as well. And on top of that, we are grinding into that low line level to break it. So the first break going to be significant that we are starting to break something. We didn't have it similar as we had it over here. We could do it like later on or extended area. So that's what I'm looking. If that's gonna be happening, then I'm gonna bet my bet my bets that we will do the bear market stuff like we used to do it back in the days. So that's gonna be interesting. It's still not there. We are still grinding on that line, so we are still holding on the trend, but barely. But yeah, that's gonna be something fun and cool to see if that's gonna be happening. But already, like I've been putting out as well on the weekly, we are in the whole negative cash flow outflow, right? So that's quite something to think about as well. This is the things that you technically don't want to have it on the highest time frame. Let's see how we're gonna take care from next month. It's gonna be happening soon. So yeah, still grinding on this freaking daily point of control, the highest volume, but that's not a brainer. but that's the highest volume from the whole node that we created. So let's see how we're going to be dealing with that. Break below that, anything below right now 84, that's going to significantly send us a little bit lower for a proper lower low. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Now, overall on the capital flow index, we still heavier in the stuff of the commodities. That's that no-brainer. At all of the Dixie or the dollar money, it's getting there. SPX and Nasdaq are quite high as well, and the total market is around this neutral level, and the rest of it is quite low. So if Big C start to pile up and start to get higher up, then we should see some bigger movement lower overall on the market. So that's going to be a quite nice flip, and we are grouping it quite heavy. So we are squeezing into the groups. If one of them is going to move, then we will see the flip side of the correlation of the whole capital flow index. So yeah, pay attention to that. Now, our lovely Bitty. We are still grinding it higher up, and yeah, potentially it's a nice move, but still nothing significant till we're gonna hold on previous structure or set a higher low and then get a bigger bounce to get rid of some of the resistance, right? So right now we got literally nice in the 90K. We did fill this wick even a little bit lower, and now we're gonna do the same thing into the upside. So we're gonna take care of both of them, and then we're gonna see the continuation in which direction we're gonna get. We are already on that 4-line trend of liquidation, so that's as well something to consider. We could grab a little bit more. There is as well a little bit more above it, some 150 X's laying up, or we could even spike a little bit more higher into 91 into this small pattern over here. That's okay resistance, but aiming for higher to take most of the liquidity out, then we're gonna aim for 95. That's gonna be one of the biggest shorts that I'm gonna play out if we're gonna get there. And yeah, gonna setting up myself for hedging a little bit as well. So let's see how we gonna deal with it. Sorry, gonna be interesting definitely, because we are still grinding higher up, and we are technically grinding and farming the liquidity to the downside as well at the same time. So that's going to be quite interesting. And let me have a look on the order blocks. Yeah, that's the one as well that we are in. Not so much created one. So yeah, still the same block. Nothing changed. The most important thing right now for me, what I'm aiming and looking at, is the daily. That's the most significant one. If we're going to close above the 89.5, so that's the small hip over here. Not so much of the resistance technically. But if we close above it here, then we could grind a little bit more higher up, and even in the midterm of 91 or the highest resistance above the 95. That's the last one. So yeah, that could be potential the key. And technically it will, because after the low that we settle, we start to regain previous swing failure. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. And that's the whole key right now. That's going to be the make it or break it for me. Which direction we're going to carry on. So far we're still grinding into it, but that's the whole thing. Not much to look out for. But if we start to get back at the lows, start to get lower at 88-ish area and break the previous low that we settled, then not much gonna hold us. There is small hip on 85-ish. That might be a small pit stop I'm still aiming for, but the rest, I'm not really looking at this support to hold on after 69 weeks or even already more of sideways and a bit more grind stuff into the range. So yeah, fine. We should see some potential movements on Bitcoin, because this has been quite slow, dead, and not really something like to watch out for. But yeah, we are overdue for a move. Either way, it's gonna be into the resistance, or we're gonna break this the structure and do the thing, and maybe start to think about the bear markets. Let's see. So far, soft here. So let's zoom out. So far, we've still been technically holding on this support hip, and that's why I've been aiming at 78-ish area. break that. We've been testing all of that stuff already. So break only that, close anything below that, and you break all of this stuff that you've been doing for already, what's that? Year and a half? Yeah, something like that. So that's the only key level to flip or got close to it. And then it's going to be clear if you're going to start to get into the bear market, or we still grinding into it and maybe potentially do some damage to the upside for resistance and then do the bigger failure or whatever and have this lovely freaking thing that we all love and talk about it, head and shoulders. So yeah, that's the whole idea and my point of view on Bitcoin. Not much been changing, not even from this move, not even from the lows. Still the same position. We're still in the whole range. So it is what it is. Nothing to do about that. Now, what about hype? Because that's been performing quite well, and surprise, surprise, it hit. So it's good. Nice. I've been talking about that from the low that we settled over here, that I'm gonna buy anything above, below the 25 and then heavier below 20-ish area. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we got quite a small wick into the 20, so not the heaviest part been hit on my bags, but still most of them been nicely and got into that position. So that's great. Nothing on the leverage yet because that was way too quick and I didn't pay attention at the whole structure over here. And yeah, nice blast of the freaking resistance and everything what we create over here. Grab all of the leverages. Yeah, dang. That's a move. It's been a while. But hype had that. That's one. So yeah, it's something. So potentially, yeah, we could have a pullback or any cool off on it, but there are two key levels that I'm looking at, and I mentioned that, sent that in the alt section. Only thing that I'm looking for hype is if we're gonna have the pullback, then I'm looking for a support around the 26. I don't want to get lower than that. Hold that. That's gonna be a strong hold for any kind of upside movement and do some quite big damage, or it's gonna grind it out for a while above the 29 and then do the bigger stuff again, right? That's gonna deal with that stepwise movement and something like that. Right, that's still potential could be, and leave this fair value gap for the bear market stuff if we're gonna get back at it. But yeah, this is great. And as I've been pointing it out as well on the capital flow index, it got quite nice hit. And just to explain you a little bit more about it, so that's the wrong one. That's the hype one. But I need for it. So yeah, just to explain a little bit more about it, is the way that I've been looking at it. The first touch of the around this 60 or minus 60 area, however you want to call it, that was my first buy. That was like below the 25-ish. And I always look at it as high time frame always will diverge. So if this is the first buy, the capital flow is going to go lower together with the price, and then you start to see some divergence in any kind of case. So same thing over here, what we had back in the days, right? The first hit of the capital flow index was here. So that should be your, for example, first take profit, 25%, then another one over here, and another one that's over here, and then the last one, like puree thing, that should be here, and then gone, because you see already the big move to the downside. You get your neutral line hit already, one more, and then you going lower. Similar to the opposite way, right? But it did play out quite quicker than that. So we had only one move into the lows, and the capital flow index stay quite neutral and stick with this minus 60. So that's quite heavy as well, if you see that. And then you had this blasting through everything. Yeah, technically DCA into it every single time you get into the minus 60 or minus 55, no matter what your point out for yourself to be line in the sand. But yeah, this is the way, and playing out. Simple as that. So yeah, those are the two ways that I'm looking at it. So I'm definitely gonna buy a little bit more on 26, but I'm not bothered by 29 on the spot backs. If we're gonna get lower, then yeah, those orders are gonna stay here as they are for now, and this will or continue higher up because that's a quite strong position. We are at the resistance from this hip, but not much to hold us to even go higher. Right, just to grind some liquidity and get over it and do it another leg. Now moving on, Injectaf. Still nicely and perfectly. This is as well yearly open. Retest the yearly open is holding it. And this is well the play for the next AVAX and Solana, most of it. We technically did the retest, and right now we are testing the underside retest of the previous low that we settled. The thing is, we need to hold on this technically low and yearly open. If you break that, we're going to go lower, and then we're going to do that one more move. That's going to be the divergent move, right? Because they like to do that. So then we're going to have the bullish divergent coming in, and then you grab the liquidity below, set the low, but then you just regain quite quickly. That's what I'm aiming for. If not, then this is going to be still continuing lower. Easy as it gets. Why? Because there is still quite a lot of liquidity below. Oh, I need to change the levels. Go to 4 hour. There it is. There is still something below us. There is, well, 150x stacked, and there's much more to the upside. So we've been grinding it quite heavily and farming out of the liquidity. So I will be quite happy if we're going to hold on the yearly level. That's the 4.1, and then just grinding higher, right? We still, technically, we regain the failure only, not really the swing that we came from, but that's still far away. Or we could see potentially, right, grind out of it, or just set up a technically V bottom kind of effect, right? So yeah, that's the same thing, sounds and calls for AVAX, but AVAX have a little bit more structure to it on it because we did settle a new high after we had that on the side retest. So this plays are already quite better in my opinion. So it could go even into that and then continue because technically this is already a high from this position. So yeah, good stuff. Nice, perfect into the pocket that I've been mentioning. So yeah, now we need to hold that. Solana, it did settle the low, unfortunate, from this structure, but not on the lowest high time frame. So that's still fine. There is much more liquidity even to the downside, but already quite heavy stacking. So that could be as well a nice flip for a continuation or any hold. Like easy as that. Right? Holding 120, I've been mentioning, that's your line in the sand, and you should be buying, in my opinion, all of above the 120 and $100 because overall that's the whole line in the sand for Solana, and I think Solana will not go below that box because it's gonna behave same as BNB. Right? If so, then that's gonna be the bear market, and it's gonna be the last time you're gonna be in 100 or below 100-ish stuff, and then you're just blasting and gonna do a bigger range. But yeah, holding it above 100, perfect for it. Getting below, could be fine. It's a nice buy, but then we need to watch out if it's not gonna dip a little bit lower. Render as well. It did settle a new low. From the last time, I guess I mentioned that. So yeah, it settled new low. We had the underside retest, and we are pulling it back right now. So getting close to 1.7, that's going to be make it or break it. We break that, and we start to get back at those levels over here, and that's going to be as well heavy in liquidity still. Yeah, it's a nice pocket, but eventually you want to take this out, and let's see if they're going to keep grinding it, right? Like I'm saying, they could pull one of those ones and then freaking send it, right? So yeah, old school, but it's what it is, and Render, they've been learning from the old-fashioned traders apparently. But yeah, I think that's it all. And yeah, guys, this I mean, I've been mentioning it, I've been making videos about it, and there's a lot of stuff about it, but this is the game, right? If you want spot backs and any holds or any knowledge about how to hold them, when to sell them, and what to do, then this is the quickly you buy at its lowest and you sell at its highest, as simple as it gets, and it doesn't get simpler. I mean, if you want, I can trade for you, but then it's gonna be ultimate simple. But that's not the point of it, right? I've been mentioned this. This is quite nice, and yeah, let's see how high we're gonna get. We could, I've been watching that as well, we could potentially pull one of those ones, right? If that's so, then yeah, that's still fine. I'm gonna take my profits, and I'm still gonna buy up a little bit more if you're gonna grind a little bit lower after this, right? But the thing is, the difference on that particular side is that we didn't regain the previous swing failure. Over here, we technically did regain, not even once, but twice, right? That failure from here took you all the way into the downside. You've been regaining it if you close your candle right now. That's in 4 hours. So the next 4-hour candle, it's the candle of make it or break it on the daily. So yeah. Oh, sorry, 4-hour. No, that's I've been looking at the wrong chart. Not a 4-hour. It's still 6 hours left. So we still have plenty time to do some stuff. But already on the daily, we are quite heavy on the salt. So that's as well your take profit area, right? As easy as it gets. So let's see how that's going to be playing out and how we're going to hold on that one. But good one. It's a really good strategy. So yeah. And I did make the video for MDX as well about it. So that will be in the course and the strategy side of MDX that we're going to promote. So let's see. I'm not sure when he's going to upload that, but that's on him. I did my job. So yeah, that's that so far. Those are the levels. We are already having some reacting entries on that. So we could do one more, grab the liquidity above us, because that's on the 4-hour. I think there was some. Yeah. See, there is some. Even filling the wick, that could be the case, and then drop it a little bit lower. Or even regaining, right? Like I would not even mind to get like close to 91 too. That doesn't mean anything yet for me. Like, yeah, of course, you did regain the whole hip and you close above it, but then the daily is the main one. That's the whole key. Like, that's the only one that I'm looking right now. You close anything below or above the 89.5, no matter what's gonna happen. That's done. So far, yeah, from the resistance, you get your reaction on it, but you didn't break anything yet on 4-hour. So make sure you remember that, right? Continuation is going to be when you're going to close the 4-hour below 89. Yeah, exactly 89. One. So below this hip. So yeah, so far, so good, I guess. Are there any questions? I'm going to keep it nice and tight today because I have lots of work to do. I have 2 meetings to attempt. So I see Ego is spamming my DMs already. 30 messages, thanks. Gonna have something to read as well in the meanwhile. But yeah, guys, hello there, hello, babe. Ooh. Okay. Stop flirting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that's the irritation because I hear always the whole time that I've been just talking, I've been hearing the pop up from the Discord, ping 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 ping. They're distracting me. Don't need to. I'm in his DMs. Yeah, yeah, I know, I know, but fucking hell, that's distracting as fuck. I need to turn down the noises from the notifications. Yeah, good. Someone need to work. I need to do the hard work. But yeah, but how are you guys doing on that side, by the way? Because damn it, it's Start to get boring to do all of those profits. Wondering when this gonna be fired up. Like, god damn it, I'm really sad that we didn't have that one. 5%. Nice, nice, nice. Oh yeah, Jupiter did the thing today. Yep. So, yep, there you have it. That trade got back the losses. Oh, sorry, that's not even a loss. That was just a small loss because it was already in 1 or 2 day profits plus 80% of the profits. So perfect, perfect. What did I miss? Just a little bit, not much. We've been talking about the whole correlation of the market and what I'm aiming to get from now on. So potential. I mean, we are not really down with everything. We are still in the whole sideways move and everything. So there are some key levels that I'm depending on to look out for and see potentially what that's gonna bring to the table. So yeah, Dixie, for example, right? If that recovers, I mean that's no go for the market either way. This is as well, guys. Like, look at that. Dixie dropped 3.9%. That's quite heavy for Dixie, right? Market, like even crypto, didn't react at all to that. Why? Because the money, it's not there. Where is it? It's in the freaking commodities and the rest of the markets, right? So doing that again, but then to the upside. And if we're gonna see any reaction in the crypto, then that's definitely double no go. Why? Because then the money shows that it goes away from the market, and we don't want that. Want to weaker dollar for some strong reason, strange reason. Weaker the dollar, like I mean, pretty much he's not the only one who did it, right? Trend lines. But anyway, I mean, yeah, keep ass. What ask yes. Oh, you are a fanboy. You was watching that, right? What did he talk about it? He was super happy. That the dollar was weak. He was super happy. Cool. Yeah, okay. I think I get it. But yeah, still, like, yeah, that he is happy about that. Like, okay, crazy to me, but all right, fair enough. Didn't make any more sense. Yeah. Okay, if he's happy that the dollar is weekend, so yeah, he can scoop it up for cheaper or what? Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, he have his own priorities and ways of thinking. I'm definitely not behind it, but it is what it is, and yeah, we are still in sideways. So imagine that the dollar will gain his strength, and the money from the market's gonna fly away from it. Yeah, I mean, we potentially could see something like that, right? Like technically and obviously as well, we could look for something like this, right? That we're gonna build out. Yeah, I'm definitely could see us get below or around 750 billion in the bear market. Yeah, definitely, and then start to pick it up again and do this range again. Yeah, could be. I'm waiting for the stocks. Okay, but yeah, okay, fair enough. But then what you are looking at is something like which stocks are bottoming, right? Like, what do you want to scoop? Like, everything is starts to get quite extended and breaking out. Even freaking Intel had to take pace. Still cheap, no matter what. Hey, what the fuck they did by the way? Forgot about that. Ooh. Sorry, I needed to piss you off for a second. Six, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, but then still, like, yeah, there is a lot of things that still need to happen. I mean, potentially, I get the whole idea, right? Weaken the dollar, so that's gonna be more appealing. When you sell the stocks, you're gonna be in dollar, buy that up, dollar goes high, stocks go low, and have the rotation, right? Yeah, fair enough. I get that. But then, yeah, there are much more things to that. So yeah, let's see how that's gonna be. Oh, definitely, definitely. And to be honest with you as well, like if you look at it in perspective of this, like we still potentially, and this is my kind of aim, and that's the calculated move as well, because I'm still aiming that we're gonna be around 40, 35K maximum on the next bear market. That's another 16% in the negative. So we still have quite a lot of time, right? That's not gonna be overnight. And technically, that's as well the whole move what we did over here. Exact the same move. So yeah, we could run the high, but not the high of the all-time high, but then the high of this, right? Underside retest, and then done. Something's kind of crazy now. All the big hush of the AI feeling about stuff might trigger the white. Yeah. Yeah. So about that, this is my thesis, and I don't think most of the people will not agree with me. I don't care. The whole thing about the where do I have it? Yeah, right. So everyone, I guess Viking. I don't know if Viking. I didn't talk to him about that. Everyone thinks that this gonna be the Trump bubble. Now, so the thing is, fair enough, but that's not gonna be Trump. That's not the Trump bubble at all. Trump is just like fucking one domino piece that followed the whole effect of it. In my perspective, right? This whole everything what we're gonna do, and maybe we will get at this high or close to it because that's still potentially 20%. Yeah, 20% move of the whole collapse, and we build out from it. For me, that's the AI and tech bubble. That means as well the storages, the freaking the AI itself, but the storages, the chipsets, everything what we've been dealing for already a couple years, and you can see already right now, like freaking the things that got skyrocket, like the SanDisk memories or RAM memory sticks or even GPUs memories, everything to do with memories, right? For the PCs or tech companies, it start to skyrocket on the prices because there is way too much demand for the supply that we have, and we cannot deal with the amount that it's been demanding because of the whole AI and all of that stuff behind it that needs all of those freaking support of memory and servers. That start to get big. If there is not going to be something instead or computable and cheaper for better solutions. That's my idea that the next bubble is going to be the AI and tech bubble. Done. And of course, there is a part of the housing market because in some or most countries they are still fucked up. That carry trades is still continuing growing into that. So there are more things to that than only the AI and tech, and definitely freaking Trump. By all means, I understand that he wants this fucking Nobel Prize or whatever, and he might get for that highest shit what he's doing as the most stupid things what one person could do. But it's not always and all about him. I'm sorry, but for me, in my opinion, that I've been looking at it, and especially as well with the electric car development, the mining process behind all of the materials. That's all like combining together into the tech bubble right now. And look around you, right? Every single thing needs memory right now. Right? Even you smartwatch, even freaking fridges needs memories right now, built-in memories whatsoever, because they get smarter and smarter or whatever. Everything start to get smarter. At least that's so, but that's still proven to. Because not everything what's called smart should be considered smart, but that's my opinion. So yeah, that's a little bit more on the side, but this is what I'm thinking that's gonna be the next big bubble, right? In the meanwhile, we could see, like, for example, the next carry trade, right? That's gonna be the carry trade, and then we're gonna grind up again, another one, and then we're gonna see some bigger stuff happening. But yeah, overall, I think it's more aiming into the tech and like AI and stuff and whatsoever. But yeah, that's a little bit around rant from me about that. But we are not there yet. I apart. Yep. Yeah, we could, and that could be as well the case. So let's see how we're gonna deal with it. But so far, this is it, right? In my whole perspective, just looking at the charts and like I always told and tell you that I'm doing, and this is the whole idea. If I'm looking at this, unfortunate, it's only one thing that stands out, and that's only this, right? And then you have the freaking. I don't even want to draw that, but that, right? There's still things to do. Yeah, so far, this is it. Nothing to say about it. When that's gonna be putting on the side, we start to regain at least 100K, right? This hip. So far, that's the underside retest. Week to week. So yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I will play the Moon Boy when we start to do something like that. I will play the Moon Boy for at least, let's say, 20%. Because I will fucking show the shit out of it 150. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna play. But so far, I'm still playing the fucking range as it is. Yeah, more or less heavier on the shorts than on the longs, but this is what it is. That's from each their own. Yeah, not something that I'm quite happy about it. And I don't, sorry, it's not that I don't want to make the same mistake. I just don't want that we're gonna be caught off guard like we used to do being over here. Because I remember that day quite heavy in my memories in the Trendmaster. We've been caught off guard of that. We started short somewhere over here. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to do the same mistakes, and like I learn from my mistakes, I always take them with me. And like even that, this, like even this is freaking similar. For the liquidity, I mean going for the liquidity up there. Up there? Where up there? What's up there? 100. This is the first stop. This is the first liquidity grab. Second is here. Third one, less likely, is the all-time high. This is. Like I've been saying, I think I said that as well, like not last week, maybe week before, I don't know. First thing first, when we're gonna get there, this will be my first kind of short, small one. This, my second. Jesus, nice waved line. Why? I think my mouse mat is a bit crooked. But this is my biggest short. This, if we get that, then I'm gonna put a house on it. But I don't think this is gonna happen. One of those two, definitely. Why? Just a simple reason. And believe me, CryptoPoly, I understand your point of view. I know where you're coming from, but believe me that underside retest, this one, the high, that's the mid-range. Those two, if you take those two, this is already 80% or not only close by 90% of all of the liquidity. Because the liquidity that is here, that shit, believe me, that can be skipped. Why? Because we did that. Did we come back to that stuff over here? Do you think that there was not single one liquidity over here that we didn't take it? There was heavy liquidate over here. Heavy shit was here. I remember like it was yesterday. And we've been thinking about it. Yeah, we're going to get there. Right? The first thought from Viking was the high of this and underside retest. Those two. Look at that. We didn't even come close to it. We can leave that behind. Hell yeah. Technically, that's liquidity. Believe me, daily-wise, we still heavy on that one. But I don't know if you remember that or know it, but I remember quite heavy. And there is one more person who remembers that. Because I've been shorting the shit out of this, while this was full stacked with 100x's and 50x's. And we didn't take them. Why? Because that was the resistance on the daily. That was the resistance high. We failed on that. Done. You don't aim for the high anymore. Still, we're not going to regain this. Even if it's going to be like billions in liquidity over here. Same thing. Last week. Where was it? Here. I had here the box mapped out. One of the biggest 150 Lexus liquidity stacked, right? We didn't come back for that one. We send it. We come over here. While we are here, most of them will be already pulled. So, yes, liquidity-wise is a marker and magnet to go for it. But believe me, they can be pulled out. No matter what. It's a directional, right? Yeah, if we're going to get there or we're going to be aiming for that, that's fine. But meanwhile, they still can get pulled. And I had freaking free run. All of those liquidity over here had a free run of 20%, 11%. And they didn't get punished at all. So yeah. And I agree with you, right? We could take out all of that stuff, but then for the hand side, if you start doing that, then you're still changing the direction to the upside. And I don't think we're going to get at the all-time high, in my personal opinion. I don't. Because first thing first, like I'm saying, the mid point is 100 and the end of that is 140. That's the high that you don't want to regain. And here is your RSI flip. And that's the underside retest as well of the whole structure of this. That's heavy holding us to the downside right now. Breaking into that means that's a weakener and we start to do something over here. Yeah, you are right, Eagle. I'm way too negative. I need to start to be a moon boy. That's true. I agree with you. I need to change my mindset. Yeah. Yeah. At least I'm honest about it, and I don't feel wrong at all about it to say. But it is what it is. Like I cannot make it different. Like this whole structure, right? So technically, this whole stuff about this is the whole resistance keeping us down. So another hand side, something else to think about it, right? For example, this, all of that stuff over here, like that. That's the fair value gap, right? In hindsight, quite a heavy fair value gap. So we skip that. All those area over here are quite empty in the order books. Technically, they could be, or they need to be. So why didn't grab them, or why didn't we didn't go higher up, right? Into that. Still, resistant means That's the quite heavy push to the downside. We skipped that area in the first place. Why? Because that's heavy been pushed to the downside. Second time we get into that, we had the same reaction from it, right? Same thing over here. And yes, you can argue with me because this is a small black swan event or whatever. I don't care. Still, all of that stuff from here been pushed to the downside, quite heavy. Got back. You had the reaction from it. You didn't go close the fair value gap, and then you just have the continuation. Done. I think I even mentioned that over here while I was streaming. Something like that, particular. It's simple as that. Like I understand liquidity as well, and I know for a fact that they aiming for that as a magnet or whatsoever. But I think you saw that as well most of the time. Sometimes they can be skipped or not even reached fully. So yeah. Yeah, and I'm still making money while I'm negative about it. Yeah, definitely. I'm shorting the shit out of it. Oh boy, believe me, I had some fun. Dang, I was. Oh, yeah, those shows been playing quite heavily, and I'm still as well learning if I see an opportunity for it. But still, that's not really the case. Like I would be really, really freaking happy if we had that high over here and we sat down over here on the point and do this stuff. That, in my position, would be really, really nice opportunity to long and get back at 100 or even higher up. But then, what's the point of setting a high, breaking it, the low of it, and then do it another? I'd break all of that stuff. And yes, be holding barely on that stuff over here. And that's why I said coming into the lows of 86.5, done. So yeah. And like you see, like I've been showing you as well in the alt section, I've been still buying spots on the coins that it's worth to buy, and they are as well good in position to buy, right? Objective, AFX, Render, not so much yet. Solana, been picking up some MPs. Hype, that's already shows strength and paid out. Like, yeah. In the meanwhile, while I'm negative and I'm thinking about the bear market, I'm still buying spots. Like, those two are not always bind together. So, funny part was I was buying spots and short against it. So there it is. But yeah, it's something special that I like to do. Oh, FOMC meeting today. Look at that. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. We do have our lovely Fed, so I need to bounce and stay out. Or someone's gonna watch it. Oh, wait, I did hear that Trump will speak today as well. Is that about FMC or something? I don't know. Fucking don't care. Hello, Orca. Boy, that's been a while that you visit us. How are you doing? Well, that's my point of view, and I'm stick with it. Sticky, sticky, stick. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Wing, wing. Much to look at. Oh boy, look at that. Good. Mm-mm. Nice. All good. Yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely I do. Still post on Red OnlyFans. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so happy that he's not gonna fucking open his mouth. Okay, you wish. Hey, easy money. I don't think someone will fucking pay anything to watch me doing charts, but hey, it's what it is. Mm, nothing interesting to watch. Oh, okay, okay. Mm, where is oh, I've been on it almost. Take out and record blondish. Tell them. Yeah, I told her that, but she didn't like my idea. Make quick money. But if, what if? Nope, didn't like it. But if I'm gonna do it like secretly, then she's gonna do some things to me that I don't want. If she's gonna find out, oh boy, I'm not gonna exist anymore. Which is 1905. From before I was last time. Yeah, so yeah, the thing is, if you're gonna look at a 4 hour, right? So yeah, we did technically close above the hip of 89.9. That's fine-ish. But overall, like if you really want to break this structure, because there was been a liquidity grab both sides, and like I've been saying, we took out the downside and we did fill that wick, and we might do that as well on the opposite. I want to, and that's really, really stretch, to close anything on 4 hour above 91, not one. Sorry, so that's the one line over here. Close anything above that, because technically, with this wick, I don't consider anything behind that for a structure anymore. And all of this here, it's been just a failure from this whole swing, what we did over here. So both of it, it's a little bit iffy. I know, because this is a shitty structure, but then if you want to be consistent with it, close anything above that, come back, and you have a continuation. Done, right? I'm not even gonna start to talk about the downside. But that said as well, that's why I'm holding on this idea. And it's not idea, this is the highest close on the daily. Why? That's the aim that you need to regain. That's the 89.6 area. Regain that. That means now, right now, or even tomorrow, you need to close your daily above that to have a continuation to the upside and breaking the structure on the daily wise. Right? You start to fill this wick and you start to get back at the resistance above and the whole RSI flip of 91.9. That's my reasoning behind it. Right? So far, you still can grind this up. Sorry, you still can grind this up, do something like this, like this, like this, and then do one more bigger. Fill this wick or even wick into that, right? Area. So you just gonna test all of this shit and you forget about it and then you just go, whoop, right? Wait, what? Sandbags. Don't have the oh, shit. Now you're gonna give Alex some idea. Yeah, exactly. Be careful. It's not. Oh, yeah. Don't give out some that kind of ideas to a young boy. But yeah, this still is up moving, right? This is still going higher up. Still, we're not gonna break the lows. But yeah, technically, we grabbed the liquidity of it. We still into the resistance. Any bigger failure, then that's done. How long are we gonna stay here? how big a probability is that we might close above the 89, keep above that. And then you start to form the structure over here, sideways, and then down, right? So technically it's going to be the most weirdest and sketchy V bottom that you see, but yeah. But yeah, I agree with you, Polly. So yeah, this is still iffy. And like I said, I think we're gonna keep doing some sketchy and some weird stuff just because we have 3 days left for monthly close. What does that mean? Means that this is the all depending how the continuation gonna be from now on in 3 days. So not really a lot of faith, not really a strong something to look out for it, but yeah. If you retrace and like I'm saying, 87.9, retrace that fully, then that's still and only showing you potential direction to go lower, get below the 89-ish area. So yeah, and then on top of that, day later, you have a weekly open. So already you start to form anyhow 2 levels close to each other. Now, talking about the resistance, then there it is one. Right? So be aware of that. What's coming up next 3 days. And look at that. We are full stacked with some watch parties, I guess. So starting with today, Fed meeting, if someone wants, PPI comes in. Michigan's start to show something as well. Retail. To do goods orders. Not something big, but a lot of things can consider a lot of volatility, right? As I've been pointing out, we are still in up movement, in uptrend. Why? We didn't break anything below 14. This is still aiming to go higher. So, hang on. Right? So, yeah. Keep it safe, guys. Don't jump the boat. Don't go, don't step in front of the falling knives or whatever, or a rocket. No needed. Wait for something to break. Send it. Yeah, send it. Yep. Hey, who's here negative? If you want the Vixie to send. Send it. Oh, yeah. Did it break it? Ooh. He's coming in, boys. Was nice to see you. Follow your own advice on Silverbot? What you mean on Silverbot? That I went in on it or what? Yeah. Hey, listen, it's a bot, so I don't care about that much. I'm not the one who is fucking shorting silver without stop loss. Right? Right? Listen, you should be on my side, boy. Don't put me in a bad spot. Be a team. But yeah. The price goes to one who can send me the name who is shorting the silver without stop loss. You have 5 seconds for that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dang, 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 dang. Give me the name. Samsung got liquidated already. Boy, they got liquidated way long time ago already. This guy? Nope. Nope. Not that stupid. Not that. Maybe stupid, but not that. But yeah. Cool stuff. Okay. Was there anything else I want to mention? Don't remember. It's the one of the yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know quite a lot of people who did that stupid things. Netflix, you said. Oh boy, interesting, interesting. So not much change, and that's not going to be changing soon. Um, Short one. Still aiming to go lower, even after the earnings. So that's why I said like be aware that those ones are not always accurate with the chart, or not really accurate. They're not saying that much that we're gonna bounce and we're gonna go and aim for higher up. This is still in continuation, right? Break the low and you start to get lower. Now gets juicier. Why? Because we did already the whole move to the downside. This is make it or break it stuff right now. What you're dealing with 84, you break it below. I'm still gonna keep on my short and I forget about the long of it. But there is small idea that Smur brought to me that there are a lot of people are talking about it. So potentially there is something that I would like to see and hold on. Technically, I want to regain 86, hold on that one, start to create a structure on it, settle high, low, and then start to blast it off. Something similar to, right, I saw somewhere, I don't remember when I saw that. Anyway, I'm gonna bring it up sooner or later. But yeah, so far I want to see hold of 85 and whatsoever, and then start to do the damage to the upside, or potentially the range play, and I will play it in both ways anyway. But that so said, I'm not even thinking about it to buy it right now or to long the shit out of it, just because I don't have faith into that one. And I want to see if and only if we start to get lower. Why? Because on Hyperliquid, let me pull it up. Where are you? Here. So on Hyperliquid, I didn't check the other ones, but on Hyperliquid, over here on the charts of Nasdaq, we got into the 81.9, right? On Hyperliquid, we got below 80, sorry, 80.4 to be honest with you. So that low, what we create over here, is somewhere over here, technically, on the DEXs. So not saying that, with this low, we broke all of that. Right now, we just settled a small wick below it, but on the DEXs, we did go lower and we broke that. So now I want to see how we're going to react to that one. Are we going to fill it up and come back and see something like this? And that's fine. All right, that's perfect. I will consider that. But then still, that's been broken. But there is something else that still concerns me. Oh, sorry, not concerns me, because I wanted to go fucking to the zero. But it could play out. Why? Because like you know me, I love patterns and things that match up. So already if you see this way, we had something similar, expanded way, and then we had the drop off. We have the drop off, right? Where did we break the structure on it? Technically on this low, right? So over here. But if you think about it of the way how the structure behave, that the structure been broken over here already. Because that was the low from the high that we settled over here that brought you all the way over here. Right? So I might see something like this on it. So if we get that, right, that kind of structure that we're gonna grind below, same thing what technically Bitcoin is doing, but on to the opposite side, and we have one more, and then that explodes move, then yes, I could see that happening as well. Right? Not that deep technically, because that's gonna be, I mean, fuck yeah, I would like to see Netflix go to below 20. with the short that I'm keeping on it, but something like even this RSI flip, right? 36. That potentially could play out. I don't know if that will, because to be honest with you, that's going to be the first time it's mimic itself. But yeah, it could, right, in my eyes. So that's why I want to see how the charts will behave in the next at least month, right? Because this plays out for freaking ages already, so at least a month, because this is still downtrending on the weekly. So yeah, till we're not gonna set up a new high above 95, this is still not downtrending no matter what. I want to see how we're gonna react to this, if we're gonna catch up with the charts on the DEXs. Just admit this is your biggest spot back. Fanboy. Boy, oh boy. Listen. Oh, I'm hating them. I'm hating them so much. I don't want to fucking hold anything of that. But shorting is, it's been a pleasure. Just because spite that they fucked up my favorite series and this craze that they've been doing from different kind of series as well and Vogue shit. Despite about that, I've been shorting the shit out of it. That's why I'm holding on my lungs, because I will. That's gonna be pain in the ass too long. That, but hey, it is what it is. And no, I don't hold any, and I will not. Fuck them. Yeah, 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 yeah. No one cares, no matter what. But still, yeah, shorting that, it's a pleasure, and I'm technically aiming for that. I don't think it's gonna play out, but if that's gonna be the case, then yeah, we will see a bigger drop off. So yeah, that's why I'm preparing the long scenario, but not even close by mean for pulling the trigger on it, because there is more to that. I need to see more. So yeah, and they have that freaking deal with Warner Brothers or something, right? So GameStop, follow aliens, bro. You know what I did? Like, when I was shorting this, she had somewhere over here. I don't know, somewhere in the middle. I've been I saw and send it to I don't know if that they are real or not or who they are. I've been just searching up on LinkedIn people who are working on at Netflix. I tag them in a post and send it. Like, if you freaking fucked up my series, this is what's gonna happening, and then this is what I'm doing. I'm shorting your stock. Hell yeah, that's my boy. I can't fucking sleep. So yeah, yeah, I've been making fun of them. I don't care. Yeah, that's the deal about Netflix so far. I'm looking for a different one, different stock to play around. That's my something for consider, because everything is so bloated. I was almost ready to long meta, but it didn't come back into my point of interest. So nope, 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 nope. I do have some Nvidia, but a really, really bag, small bag. Mm, Intel. That might be the next one that I consider to short the shit out of it. I will need to deep dive a little bit more into that structure over here. Because I hate Intel. And oh, that's Netflix. Oh, that one. Yes. Oh, that's my next project. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, if I'm gonna see any small break of the daily chart, oh boy, oh boy, I'm gonna show the shit out of SNDK. I'm gonna find more. Oh yeah, shorting them. Oh, and I'm gonna buy fucking all of the memory sticks and RAM sticks before GTA is gonna come out. Why are you? Yeah, I am. I am fanboy. Yeah, definitely. Uh, Oh boy, if I'm getting hooked up on something, like in my mind, if I like find like a trigger or to do something, boy, I'm gonna go ballistic on that. Yeah. In fact, Nvidia did as well some sketchy things with the graphic cards, but no matter that. And SanDisk is the ones that I fucking hate as most. Yeah, so I'm waiting for it. I'm freaking waiting. One small break, and oh boy, you done. You done to me. Hmm. Oh yeah. What are we doing here? We might see a small break on hype. So here it is, the thing that I've been talking about, divergent. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. We will do one more, no matter if you're gonna break something or not. If you're gonna do one more and then start to fail, then yeah, we're gonna get quite heavy into the downside. That's fine. That's good. But dropping like slowly into the dripping and pulling, let the oscillator cool off, then this is your aim. Yeah. Yep. Oh, but he's still aiming to go higher. Okay. Cool, cool. So yeah. All right, guys. I think it's been a lot of yapping around. Not much something interesting. So that's the point of view, and let's see. Point of interesting, 91 overall to grind higher and regain that. If not, the line in the sand, make it or break it is 89.6, and that's on the daily. That's the trigger point for me to think about the direction. Nothing else is there. As simple as it gets. 2 lines, 2 levels, done. Don't care about anything else so far. So yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it, and I will see you Sunday. And that's gonna be the first, yeah, 1st of February. So, oh boy, 1st of February. Remember, guys, what we did last year in February? Oh boy. Right, just where was it? That was the February, right? Yes, that was February. Remember that? How long took us to get back at that level? So let's see if we're gonna do it again. But then with the bear market, oh boy, imagine that that's gonna be your trigger for the bear market. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. February level. Hmm, could see that. Running it. Uh, it's a stretch, but yeah, let's see how that's gonna be playing out. But February is it has some bitterness to it since last year. Postman nuts in the daily basis. Yeah, give me trauma, so I start having psychological assistant with you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, hey, I'm just saying, right? Watch out for the February level. Last year, it's been a blast for me to show the shit out of it. So, hey, we could do it. One more. But yeah, that trauma will stick with some people. And that around going around that, that's oh boy, that was pleasant. That level been haunting us for freaking ages. Scroll out. Oh, so yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Anyhow, watch out for the levels that I've been mentioning as well, and stick with the strategy. Work on the freaking capital flow index. Freaking hell, because that's the easiest mine that you can get. And yeah, I will see you February the 1st. Have a good one. Bye bye. Love you all.